School Freeware's Word 2007 tutorials. Tutorial 1, Getting Started. We're creating these tutorials to help people find a job and to increase the job security of those who have employment. By knowing Office, you can become a better teacher, employee, or student. There's a 60-day free trial of Office available at Microsoft's website. If you're learning Office to help you find a job, you can do so without spending any money. You can also use these tutorials to study for the Microsoft Office Specialist and the Microsoft Certified Application Specialist exams. Some colleges and universities grant college credits for passing these exams, so please check with your school. This is Word 2007. As you can see, the user interface is very different than what we are accustomed to seeing with the other Word programs. The most notable change is that the traditional menu system has been replaced by this tabbed menu system here. Let's start in the upper left-hand corner. The circle with the Office logo in the center is the Office button. Inside is where we'll find commands like New, Open, Save, and Print. Just to the right of the Office button is the Quick Access toolbar. The toolbar holds commands that are frequently used and can be customized to meet your needs. Simply click on the little arrow next to the toolbar and you can add or remove commands. There are also more commands to choose from, so you can have a full range of your frequently used commands. Also, you can add commands by simply right mouse clicking on the command within the ribbon menu and then clicking on Add to the Quick Access toolbar. I'll right mouse click now and select Remove from Quick Access Toolbar, and the toolbar now is set back to the state it was when we first started this program. Below the Quick Access Toolbar is the Ribbon Menu tabs. The Ribbon Menu tabs are a combination of the menu and toolbar systems that previous versions of Word used. Some icons have a drop-down list indicated by a down arrow. When the down arrow is pressed, more commands, settings, and options are available to the user. In addition to the drop-down list, there are scroll arrows. Here in Styles, here is an example of a scroll arrow. Below the scroll arrows is an example of a button called More. When I click on More, we have more settings pop up. Now, what you see here in the ribbon menu tabs is not every command at this point. If I were to click on this picture here, I get the picture tools and the format for the picture tools pops up. If I were to click on this graphic here, the drawing tools, and when I click on format, I get the drawing tools settings for this particular object. If I were to click off of this object and back on the page, that particular tab disappears. Because all commands cannot fit in the ribbon, some sections have a box with an arrow in it. This box is really a button. When I click on the button, a dialog box appears and I have all the settings for the particular category. In this case, it is the font dialog box. I'll cancel this. Unfortunately, it seems that Microsoft wanted to hide its help, and you'll find help in this little area over to the far right top corner when I click on the question mark. The help dialog window should appear, and inside I can browse different help categories and settings. Below the ribbon menu tab is this little line here, and if I click on hold the little line, it almost looks like a dash. It's more of a dash than a line, but it's a split. And I can turn the screen into a split screen. So here we have page 1, and down here I can scroll to, let's say, page 3. There's page 3. So here's page 3, and here's page 1 that I can work with, or page 2. So this way I can view multiple areas of the document at the same time using a split screen. And I'll click and hold and move this all the way back up to the top, so I am now back on one page. Below the split screen is View Ruler. When I click on View Ruler, the rulers both come here for the top and side rulers. When I click on the button again, the rulers disappear. When the rulers are in hide mode, I can simply bring them back by positioning the mouse over where the rulers are. Moving on, below the scroll bar, I have Next Page and Previous Page, which allows me to go quickly between pages. If I would like to change the settings, I'll click on Select Browse Object, and I can change the setting here to Graphic. And now when I click on the two buttons, I can move from one graphic to the other. I'll change it back to Page, and now I can go back and forth between the pages very easily. Next we have Increase Zoom and Decrease Zoom with a slider in between. And this area that displays the percentage of the zoom, if I click on this area, I get the zoom dialog box, which I can change from any of the settings. We can go to Page Width. I can go to Whole Page. I can show many pages. And I can set it back to normal page width, and there we are. Next to the zoom is the page views. Right now we are currently on print layout, and I could change it to full screen reading if I wish. There it is. I'll close this down. We could view it as a website. We can view the page as outline, and we could view the page draft. I'll set it back to print layout, and we'll go back up to page 1. Here we have proofreading, word count, and page 1 of 3 currently that shows the page numbers. If I click on it, we go to Find and Replace dialog box with the Go To tab for easy movement between the pages, or the selection, or the line, or the bookmarks, or the comments, or whatever you happen to have. I'll close this down. There are two more things I would like to show you before this tutorial ends. First is the mini toolbar, and this is actually one of the more obnoxious things within this program. If I were to highlight this text, you see this thing that pops in sort of like a ghost, and this is the mini toolbar, and I can use this to adjust and modify the text. However, you have to have it in just the right place when you are trying to use it, and sometimes it doesn't want to come in at all. Last thing that I would like to show you is the right mouse click. For example, if I simply highlight this text here, right mouse click, one, I get the mini toolbar here in front of me, but also I get all of these nice settings to choose from, and typically the programmers with Microsoft have been very good at putting the most common used settings within the right mouse click. So if you can't figure out how to do something, typically you'll find it someplace within the right mouse click. I'll right mouse click on the picture, I get formatting picture, I get size, I get text wrapping, insert caption, change picture, cut, copy, and paste. If I right mouse click on the graphic, I get formatting the auto shape, order, grouping, and so on. And so it makes it very convenient if you get to know the right mouse click and its settings here, because it makes things a whole lot easier for you.